All right, wow, we got him. Are you? Where are you? How far are you from the grounds right now?
I'm in Aiken, South Carolina, home to Kevin Kisner, and I'm about 35 minutes or so from the grounds. Haven't been there yet, so kind of got a little nervous energy right now, to be honest with you.
We're this will be on Wednesday show, right, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday show. So we're taping it Tuesday for Wednesday. I am I've slept maybe 4 hours. Freddie and Tiger yesterday made me. I was texting with you, made me so irrationally happy. Nothing in life makes me as happy as watching Fred Couples stroll down the fairway at Augusta National. I don't care if he's 80 or if he's 40. I would have paid. Did I say $1 million to follow them around yesterday? I would have paid $1 million.
Yeah, you texted me $1 million. Text me $1 million.
$1 million. I would have paid.
I think that was low. I think it was really low.
You know why though? It would have been a pain in the ass though, because it was so crowded. That's the one thing.
Yeah, but that sort of adds to the allure of it. Somebody tweeted at me that said, "What's the dollar number in an auction that fourth spot in that group
at that course
setting, context, everything considered? What would that?" And I think, eight figures. I think you get some
20
big
million
wig
or something?
asshole out there who pays something like $20 million to do that.
I think so.
I mean, that group. You're right. Freddie gave the interview of the day yesterday.
He's become
pumping up Tiger gas.
Do you think? Let me give you that. Let me give you a peek into the madness of my brain for a second, if you'd like. If you want to, Riggs, if you want to be involved in this.
I feel like I've gotten a lot of peeks of that as a fan of the show, but I'd love another one. Yeah.
So I had the Fred Couples Twitter search going yesterday. So I'm texting you. Tiger is live on golf. Great move by Golf Channel. They go all Tiger live at 2:00. They're watching him hit balls, chip, talking to Sean Foley, talking to Bubba Watson. And I keep refreshing because I know Fred plays every year with JT and with Tiger on Tuesday. So I'm refreshing Fred's name. Nothing. And I see him go over and watch him hit balls with JT and JT's dad and Joey's there as well. And then the two of them walk away. And I'm like, oh my God, they're playing together. Fred's not playing. He's going to withdraw. I'm going to be in such a bad mood. And I finally refresh. In literally 4 seconds, your buddy Bob Harrig tweets out that Fred is playing with them. And I swear to God, tears ran down my face. That's how emotional I got. I was crying.
Do you get like sexually aroused in these moments?
I don't think there's any reason to delve into that. I mean, I would say I was closer.
I wasn't sure.
I was closer to aroused than I would be to say completely flaccid. If you want to know the truth.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was really thinking deeply about that. That was going to the guess.
So the only question I guess that really matters is, so we're taping this Tuesday. So Tiger's not going to do anything today, I'm sure, right? It's going to be a washout, right? That's what they're saying, maybe?
Well, this morning's fine. So I think some guys are getting some morning work in. I don't know if he's going to play any holes. He might
go hit or
he doesn't like to be hurried out there. He doesn't like to be bothered. So, I think he'll do a little range sesh. I think that he'll keep grinding on that stuff. He'll keep making sure he can literally walk, which seems to be the biggest obstacle, and then presser, and then he shuts it down.
All right, he's got the press conference at 11. He's done. Okay, so we know he's playing. So this is bullshit. This whole speculation is bullshit. He's playing. If I said to you right now, here's the finish I'm going to give you, the place. 14.5 for a finish. 14th and a half. Would you go closer to 1 or over 14 for over-under finish?
Closer to 1.
You're unbelievable. You really are unbelievable.
I can't, as a fan of
the
Masters tournament, above all else, I can't fathom how you could think that this man, and you know his record at Augusta National.
Yeah, but
you know how many times he's finished top 5, top 10.
Yes, I know
that he came back in 2010 after all of the mental turmoil that he went through.
Yeah, he finished in the top 5.
4th?
Yeah, 4th. Yeah, he finished 4th.
Finished top 4th after not playing for several months. This man would not appear here if he didn't believe himself.
Well, that's different than reality, though. He was. Kirk, I saw a real limp yesterday. I'm just going to say that I saw a limp.
I don't think that the swing or the game is going to be as much of an issue, right, as him literally being able to walk. And I still don't know if he's in one of those weird injuries where he limps around, but then over the ball it doesn't affect him. It seems to be that it could be like we might by Sunday. I mean, he might have a cane out there, and then he'll be like Yoda when Yoda's jumping off the walls.
You think Joey's going to have a cane in the bag as well?
I mean, if he has a cane, is that allowed? I know you have to.
I think you have to remove a club if you have the cane in there. I think.
It counts as one of your 40.
Could he use it? Yeah.
He's like a pool cue. He pumps one from under a tree.
Do you think he's going to win? Enough bullshit. Do you think he's going to win this tournament? Oh, come on.
Did you think he was going to win in 2019?
I'm not.
Did you think,
well,
did you think he was going to come back?
Riggs, let me ask you this: Who won? He won the Masters. He won the Masters in 20. He won the Masters in 2019, right? Did he finish second at the PGA that year? Did he win the Tour Championship? Was he leading the Open Championship on the second nine on Sunday? Like that wasn't that big of a surprise. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, where was his world ranking?
There was a build-up.
Where was the world ranking when he teed off in 2019? I bet you he was in the top 10.
Yeah, I think he was top 10 or top 15.
Right. I mean, let's not make this out. It's a great story. Don't get me wrong. I was as into it as anybody. But let's not make it. Although I still don't like the fact he laid up on 18. I thought that was kind of sad. But still, like I think this.
You know, it would have been sad if he would have done the Phil Mickelson and he wouldn't have won the tournament. That guy knows how to win a golf tournament. That's all that matters. And he chipped it in the middle of the green like you or I would have and lagged it up there. It was amazing.
Can you picture Phil? Can you picture Phil yesterday at his house, at his palace, in the darkness in the basement, watching Tiger yuck it up with Bones, Freddie, JT at Augusta, just like, you know, everybody's loving him. If you really want to be honest, like, you know, could Tiger have gone to prison for what he did in the car a year ago? Yeah, probably. And Phil is sitting there like, what the? How badly did I fuck this up?
How about where we went? Rich Lerner had this point, which his little essays and the way he dramatizes everything.
Even for me, it's
perfect for Masters Week.
It's a little
How
rough.
Can you like Masters Week and not like Rich Lerner?
It's a little rough for me. Even for me, it's a little on the nose. But go ahead.
Oh, you're so into the drama. He made the point of, if you look in May of last year when Phil Mickelson wins the PGA Championship.
Oh, good point.
As the oldest, and it's emotional.
Everyone loves him. Yeah.
Done. It was a little bit weird at the time, right? Remember, like, his family wasn't there, and he kind of, like, took the whole crowd following him around 18, and him and Brooks had some comments after. It was, like, a little bit weird, which kind of gave you a little, maybe, like, not looking back, a little foreshadowing. There could be some weird shit.
Do you know something that we don't know? You're an insider. Do you know something?
No, I really don't. I don't. You know, and everyone's like, is Phil suspended? Did Augusta?
Yes.
I don't know that he's.
They asked him not to come.
I think he's not suspended.
Augusta asked him.
Not suspended.
Well, you heard the Monahan non-answer. Like, he's clearly not. Like, the Masters did not want him here this year. But yet they want, like, Bryson and all these other fucking guys, like DJ. It's kind of bullshit in a way. Like, I'm almost like with Phil now, where I'm going to be with, like, Will Smith in a couple of months, where I'm like, all right, enough kicking this fucking guy. Like, enough.
Yeah, I always knew you were going to go that way. I could tell, like, the very beginning you were looking through all of it. Like, can I find a way to be on Phil's side?
I've tried.
Which is, you're with me on that. Where it's almost like I would rather. It's not even that I want to be on Phil's side. I want to be not on the side of all the people that are piling on him. I just want to be against them, but I can't find an angle yet. So hopefully something emerges.
You've been flirting with Phil forever on social media. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, Phil's been kind of teasing us. He's been tickling us a little bit about, you know, coming on and doing stuff. And obviously we want that. We're trying to get views.
Of course.
We're very open to that. So Phil, I mean, he was DMing me and Frankie a little bit about doing like one of our scramble videos against him about coming on the show.
I like it.
So, you know, we would love to get Phil on at this point. We would really love to get Phil on, but I doubt that. I don't know. He's just gone dark too. It's weird that a guy went from replying to every single person on Twitter to he's just gone dark for months while the whole world shit on him. And so to bring it full circle with Rich Lerner was making that point of, think about how far we've come from May when Tiger Woods still at the time had been quiet. It looked like he might never walk again. People don't even know if he had a leg. Phil wins a major championship. It's like, wow, Phil at the end of this whole thing is actually going to go out in a better way than Tiger Woods did. And here we are. It's April. Tiger's walking around smiling. He's at least going to play. I think we've all agreed to that.
Oh, he's definitely
Phil
playing.
Mickelson is like banished from the grounds of Augusta National.
All right, who are you picking? Enough bullshit. Like, enough. Who are you picking?
I really like Cam Smith. I think, you know, I'm not going to say that he's a go out on a limb kind of guy. He obviously won the Players. He's been playing.
Plays really well at Augusta too.
Inside the top 10. I think that the popular pick, everybody's picking JT this week. I'm trying to like stay away from that, I really want to, again, go hard on our guy, Max Homa, who is one of the best ball strikers in the world, but he's got horrible major championship performances. So, I want to pick him so badly, but he just has sucked at majors. So I don't know. I'm internally fighting that one. I'm probably going to sprinkle a little bit on him. Poor Kevin Kisner, our other guy. I mean, I think he's missed his last 2 cuts of the Masters and never finished inside the top 20.
Not a great.
He mentally told himself.
Not a great course for him. I don't think.
I know, but then I talked myself into it, Kirk, because he's playing well. He finished 4th at the Players.
He's playing well. Play well to match play.
Who's your pick? I want to go through some of this.
I think right now, if I had to pick somebody, I'm not quite there yet, but I'll give you my pick right now. He played well there last year. I'm going to pick Will Zalatoris, who's never won on tour. I'm going to pick him to win the Masters. What do you think of that?
Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take JT. I don't want to take fucking shot. I don't want to take to your point. I don't want to take, I mean, if you put a gun in my mouth, I would probably pick Justin Thomas, but I don't want to take, nothing against him, but like everybody's taking him, or even Rahm, who's not playing great, or, I want to take somebody who's, a semi-long shot.
I know. That's why I'm trying to talk myself into a Homa.
Or do I trust Zalatoris standing over a 6-footer on Sunday? Yeah.
How about that stroke?
Not
the stroke
great.
That he had
Not
at
great.
the Players Championship, and then for him to come back out 2 weeks later at WGC at the match play, and it looked pretty good.
All of
a sudden putting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can change even the look of it at that point. I mean, people were comparing it to my stroke on the internet, which is not.
Ridiculous.
I mean, no PGA Tour player has ever been in that dark of a position when it comes to the putter. But last year was his first Masters ever, and he almost won the tournament.
Yeah. And my other pick would be Hovland, which is kind of a, easy pick. But if those would be my 2 guys, I would say.
What about a Xander? I was going to kind of throw a Xander in there. I might sprinkle a little bit on that guy.
He's too boring for me. I don't want him to win. I don't like boring people. He's too boring. I can't have him win the Masters. I won't allow it.
You don't like boring people, huh?
Well, no, No, I mean, he's like.
I'm a little surprised you're.
What's that?
I'm a little surprised you're as into the Masters as you are. I was thinking about this morning.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just, there's a lot of really protecting and cultivating kind of an image, and I feel like you've spent a bit of a career poking through that kind of shit.
What image are you talking? I mean, look, these are my kind of guys. They have the women's amateur, which I love. I love my bros were out there, Dude Perfect the other day. That's my scene.
Okay, which is yeah. I could tell you
that made me physically ill.
How many times you watched that video? I couldn't
make it through it. I could not. When Bryson DeChambeau's the person I like the most in the video, that's never a good sign. That's never a good sign.
That's
by the way, see slamming that trunk on Friday, Bryson. He's getting back in that car, flying out private. You're not going to see him on the weekend, nor will you see Rory McIlroy on the weekend either. That's a Kirk Minihane guarantee. Put it in ink. He stinks.
Both of them missed the cut at the Valero. Bryson, what are your thoughts on Bryson? I could have thought maybe you'd sympathize with him a little bit. He's kind of a he's kind of a weirdo. He's kind of awkward. He's kind of just bizarre in general. He's trying to take like a different approach. I feel like you could have had a little compassion for the man.
Well, I was pro Bryson in the Bryson Brooks thing because I thought Bryson was being essentially bullied. Like Brooks was the cool, I don't give a shit about golf guy. But like but Bryson is such a dick that like I want to like the guy, but like you got to let me in a little bit. Like give me I watched his press conference yesterday and it's just like, I mean, can you like fucking joke around a little bit, lighten up? He stinks right now. I mean, Rory might make the cut to be fair, but Bryson absolutely stinks right now. He's awful. And the other guy nobody's talking about is Spieth. Spieth shot 67 on Sunday. Maybe he found something. It'd be nice to have him around. He's been, by the way, quietly awful like the last 7 or 8 months.
Which is weird because it felt like he
came back.
Got over the hump.
This is him, though. This is going to be big ups and downs. Big ups and downs. Yeah.
Waste management and all that. And then, he Pebble, he's had a couple good showings at Pebble. And you think, like, here comes Jordan Spieth. He just needs to get that confidence back. And, man, he's been horrible. Talk about a guy that's deep lost in his own sauce. I mean, he is. Those practice rehearsal swings he's taking.
Oh, not good. Makes me nervous.
He just needs to get out there and play a little golf. I know he needs to slap around. But Augusta might be that kind of place where he comes out. He just kind of artfully works his way around there. It's not as technical. That could be a spot where Spieth could he could have almost like a Phil at the PGA. It's like Phil had absolutely no business last year. That course couldn't set up worse for him. You have to drive it pretty straight, accurate. But you get in contention, all of a sudden it's that little spidey sense kicks in. That's why people can win major championships. So I could see Spieth, if he just holds it together for the first couple rounds.
Oh, for sure.
Makes a couple putts again. I could see Spieth being in there.
You got any long shot? Anybody you like who's like, I don't know, 50-1? It's all about, we work for a gambling company, Riggs. I know you're a gambling guy. So I'm trying to become a gambling guy. It's some great picks. What tournament was that calling in a couple weeks ago when the guy called in?
What term?
Tournament.
Oh,
some guy called Riggs on like a
Fitzpatrick. You had Fitzpatrick. I remember that.
Yes, low European, and I had the guy who won the tournament. Who won the fucking tournament? Yeah. Burns is the low. I'm a money guy, so I'm trying to figure this out. Give me like a guy who's like 50-1, 61. Like I actually think Adam Scott's going to play well this week.
You think Adam Scott's going to play well this week?
I do. Yeah.
With the broom stroke. You think he's good with the broom stroke?
He's playing pretty well. I watch him in the match play a lot. He's hitting the ball friggin' great. Like, he's not going to make any putts, but I see him right here at 50-1. That is not Bubba Watson, who's playing better. He's won there 3 times. He is starting to play a little better now. I could definitely see that. It would not surprise me.
Well, Bubba's got the lefty thing, which everybody loves to harp on. I feel like Bubba too's in kind of a carefree state at this point. He let Ted Scott go. Ted Scott's now on a different bag, so
he's kind of fat
maybe
now
he'll
too.
Activate himself. Yeah, which I kind of like that. Yeah, that's right. You had Sam Burns and Matthew Fitzpatrick. I think if you look at Matthew Fitzpatrick's finishes outside of, I think the Players, he got screwed. He was on the bad side of the draw with the Players,
right?
But
he's playing well.
Play, the whole golf course Saturday and like 30-mile-an-hour winds. But he has had a bunch of top 5s, top 10s his last 5 or 6 starts. So Matthew Fitzpatrick is somebody I would throw a little bit on. Maybe to like top 10 it. I don't know that he could win with his distance, but top 10 it out there. The Bubbas and I think Bryson was even at a pretty high premium. He was in like the 40 or something to 1. I think I saw on the lovely Barstool Sportsbook, which we obviously work for now. It's a great company and a really fun time to responsibly engage yourself in the competition. But
of course,
in terms of like long shots, man, it's I want to get more. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Freddie Couples, Bernhard Longer. Bernhard Longer, I think 64 now. Freddie
62. Yep.
Who's making the cut there?
I mean, at some point Longer, like, say what you want about Fred, and I know Fred hasn't played this year, by the way. He hasn't played a turn. His back has been shot. He hasn't played at all.
He's withdrawing from everything. I know Cullinane's chasing around the country.
Yeah,
he's just withdrawing from everything.
Yeah, he's back. You've been no help with it, by the way. But that's fine.
Yeah, man, I've been misleading Cullinane.
Yeah, I could tell.
I think your most important part of your job should be to book Fred Couples for my show.
Just like 1 in every 10 days, I have it on the calendar. I have to check in and mislead Cullinane real quick.
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
For the next 2 weeks.
I'm fine with that. So Fred still hits it Fred can still hit it 300, 290, 300. He can still carry it 290 sometimes. Whereas Longer, I don't get it. Like a couple of years ago when Longer made the cut, he's hitting driver into 5. He's hitting driver 6-iron into 8. He's hitting driver into 11. It doesn't I don't know how somebody shoots even a 74 doing that. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. But he does it. I don't get it. He's 64. He won this year on the Champions Tour.
I'll say a couple I know, which is shocking because in January or so, I was doing one of your favorite pastimes. I was watching the Champions Tour there in fucking Hawaii or whatever.
Yeah, Hawaii. Yep, 4 seasons. Season kickoff, yeah.
Yeah, 10 o'clock at night. There's nothing else on, and I'm over every other sport. I'm like, I'm going to throw a little Champions Tour golf on, and there's Longer out there. He was driving it 215 off the tee.
Yeah, and he's probably 13 under, right? It's crazy. How did they do that? They showed his
number, and I gasped. I was like, how is he? He's got driver in every hole on the Champions Tour, and he was playing with the mechanic, Angel Jimenez.
Correct.
And even he's not the biggest,
strongest
right? hitter. And he was hitting it 30 or 40 yards past Longer. I was like, what is going on? And then I think Longer beat him by a couple shots that round. I was like, what the fuck?
Longer
hit the ball in the hole. So
we made the cut in 2020. Longer, the November year. He was paired with DeChambeau the last day. He beat him head to head. DeChambeau, some holes, was out-driving him by 120 yards. 100 on 8. I think he outdrove by 120 yards on 8. It doesn't even. That's what's great about even when I watch the LPGA sometimes, I'm like, I'm watching a woman hit a 7-iron from 138 or something, and I'm like, well, all right. And then she's 14 under. I'm like, how is this fucking possible? I don't even get it.
it's wild, and it was the with Nelly Corda in the final group last year at Atlantic. Was it Atlantic Country Club?
Yeah.
Where they had the PGA, the women's PGA.
Yeah.
And Nelly was legitimately like 60, 70 yards ahead of her competition and had to grind out a win. So it's all about, that's another part of the reason that, you guys come out and you chirp about, believe in Tiger Woods, that Tiger Woods could play and Tiger Woods could win. It's about getting the ball in the hole, baby. That's what matters. That's all.
What insight? What insight? Wow. Who knew?
Anyone else in the history of the game. And you know what I mean by that. It's people focus on the distance and how far they're hitting it. That's fine, but that shit just doesn't matter when you get around the green, when you get those slippery 4, 5, 6 footers at Augusta where people are nervous or they're unsure or they're not confident over the read and that changes. I mean, Tiger Woods is just better at that aspect of the game. It's what Spieth was so good at for those couple of years.
Tiger's better than anybody ever at it. That's you're right. What? He's the best ever at it, Tiger. There's no question. There's no question about that. No doubt. By a million miles.
Turning the old 73 into like a 70 or a 69.
Sure.
That guy's just good at that. Can't really explain it. Not that tangible. I think he's still phenomenal at that, so that's why I like his chances. You see some of the changes they made to 11, 15, and 18?
Yes.
What do you think? You got any?
I'm okay with it. I think you have to – I mean, you do have to kind of stay current. They've done a great job at staying current. Like, you can't have them obliterating the course. Like, it sounds like the players actually like the changes to 11, backing it up, and I get why. Like, it actually seems – I saw Cam Smith saying this yesterday. I think Morikawa, too. It seems like it's now wider because I've stood behind, right there at 11, and like it looks super. Same with 18, by the way. Like, I don't know how the hell they even hit the tee shot at 18, but I get like how now it looks like a better tee shot for them. So in 15 now is playing longer, which I get, but I don't want it to be where I want everyone to be able to go for 2, because if you're a par 5 where people are laying up on like then it's no fucking fun. You need that risk reward, and that's still there at 15. These bombers will still be fine.
Yeah, you got to have that. I saw that I think Tiger and Davis, when they played in their practice round Sunday, they both hit Metalwoods into that green, which, remember, Sergio, when he won, hit the flagstick with 8 iron, I think.
8 iron, yep.
I think last year, or 2019, when Brooks was in the mix against Tiger, he hit 7 iron in there. So you just can't have that. You can't have these guys just teardropping mid-irons in or short irons in.
No,
but
for sure.
I hope get a 4 iron in their hands. They're up on top there. They got a 4 iron into that green. I think that makes that a lot more interesting. I think Lee Westwood was talking about it yesterday, saying, you either have the decision of, if you lay up, you got that weird downslope shot that everybody talks about with a wedge to a green that's perched up. But if you go for it from that far back, greens can be so firm, it's just going to bounce 10, 20, 30 yards over the green, and then you have that weird pitch back where you obviously don't want to run it too far. So hopefully we get a lot more of that rather than guys just dropping like 8 irons in.
Yeah, that's what Jack hit in 86. Jack had a 4 iron from the which is what it should be. Like that like a good mid-iron hole. And people, they don't this is like a cliche everyone says all the time, but you really don't know until you're there. Like when you're walking down 15, TV doesn't do it right. That is like a crazy downhill third. Like I would want no fucking part of that shot. If I'm good enough, I'd much rather be 230 out than 80 out downhill in that hole every time. Every
weekend golfer, too, you go to any golf course in the country that's a public track on the weekends, and you take one of them out and have to hit that shot. And people also don't understand then how significantly the green is perched up. Like that front and back slope are severe. So it's not like you're just hitting off a downhill lie over a pond to a pretty flat surface. It goes back up again. There's not that much room to land it. So, yeah, hitting that shot under that kind of pressure, the nerves and everything else, you hit that thing a little bit, you're probably not going to keep it on the green. So I don't know that you want that shot at any point in the tournament, much less coming down the stretch on Sunday. But, Jack hit, 4 iron in there, and then he hit a 5 iron in
5 iron in the 16, yeah.
Tiger hit his 8 iron there. So it does change. I don't know how they kind of get that, bring the whole thing back.
There's not a lot of room there. There's not a lot of room there in 16, I don't think, like to go. I guess there is. I guess you could go, but I actually kind of like that being sort of like a birdie. I don't know. I like the fact that you can go on Sunday there. Like the course is set up so different than any other course. Really, you can like shoot, like do what happened with Molinari a couple of years ago and whatever he shot, or you can shoot a 30. Like if you get hot, you can birdie. You can birdie 13, you can birdie 14, you can eagle 15, you can birdie 16, even 17 can be a birdie hole. Like you can get hot there if you're 4 or 5 back and not be out of it. Like you have to keep that element of it.
It's interesting how our favorite tournaments to watch all sort of have that, right? Like the Players
Championship
yeah. Sawgrass has that. You easily could through 16, 17, I mean, probably even a couple like 11s, a drivable par or reachable par 5. They got the short par 4 now that they kind of
moved it up, yeah. Right.
Like you could on the back nine at the Players, it's the same way. You wouldn't be surprised if a guy that had a 3 or 4 shot lead finds a way to put a couple in the aqua and blow it, and you wouldn't be surprised if a guy shoots. I mean, Ricky was 5 or 6 under his last 5 or 6 holes when he won in 2015 there.
Right.
And then it's the same thing at the Phoenix Open. I mean, those last couple of holes, 16 is kind of a blah, but it adds the element with the crowd. But then you got 17 that's
right.
that maybe the coolest short par 4 on tour, where you watch guys make double and you watch guys make equal. Brooks chipped in for equal last year. And then 18, anything could happen too, because it's kind of a tough tee shot. So it does, I mean, Augusta does it like the rest of them times 100 because it's Augusta. It's that much cooler. But you're right. I kind of like that 16's a birdie hole, but guys find a way to play.
Oh, we lose him?
You know, that like this guy blowing leaves right behind me right now.
All right, sorry.
On this like Saturday location that they have, that pin on the middle right where they hit it up there on accident trying to draw it in there, and then it's literally you can't get the ball within 10 feet.
Even last year, you saw Schauffele put it in the water last year. Like, or I think he did, right? On yeah, he did, didn't he? On 16.
Oh, I couldn't believe that.
I mean,
he pulled that shot into the water.
That's unbelievable. There. Are you staying at a hotel or an Airbnb? Where are you at right now in Aiken?
So I'm in a good friend of Kevin Kisner, who I got to know last year. Just met one time. I was just firing off some frantic text messages last week. And he kindly put us up in an extra room in his home. So me and Frankie Borelli slept in the same room last night.
Okay.
Each had our own beds.
Good. All right. That's fine.
Each had our own beds.
Good.
And now I'm out. He's got this nice pool house. And not that there's anything wrong. We slept in the same room again. I just don't have that kind of relationship.
I understand.
We are outside. I'm walking around this pool house. And obviously, the landscaping crew decided to come out this morning. So I'm watching this guy blow leaves. And I hope it's not messing up the audio, but Colin ain't so talented that shouldn't be
no issue at all. I guess my larger question was, when you leave an Airbnb or somebody's house you're staying at or a different hotel, do you give the same speech every time you leave a hotel now that you did a couple of years ago, or do you just leave quietly at this point?
Depends on the venue.
Sure.
If they have a spot that I seem and deem worthy of such theatrics, then I'll give it to them. But if not, I'll kind of sneak out quietly, make my bed, and do it the classy way. It just depends on the venue.
I've watched that.
I like that. That's your favorite video.
I've watched that video more than any other video, more than any Bruce song, any Freddie highlight, any Larry Bird. I think that video I've probably watched 26,000 times the last couple of years. I can't thank you enough. It's perfect. It's a perfect piece of entertainment.
Is that a video in any way, in any possible iteration of that brain? Could you imagine yourself in a scenario like that?
Yes.
Or never?
Yes, because I'm a crier. Like, I was thinking of this when I was going to talk to you. Like, the first year I went to Augusta with my brother, it was the year after my dad died. He always wanted to go. And we go to the shop, and then you could actually ship the stuff back, like you can, from the store there at Augusta. Have you done that or no? Yeah. So we went to.
Oh yeah, they got the shipping right on the right side.
Fucking unbelievable. I mean, the place is run like a Swiss watch. So he's like, I'm going to go do that. And we're up on the 13th. Nobody even teed off yet. We just got there, and I'm on the 13th. Up in the stands there. No one's there. I'm sitting there, and the sun is there. My brother's gone. I'm sitting there at Augusta looking, and I just started crying. Like, I just started crying. I'm a crier. Like, I could definitely see myself in that situation doing that. Yes.
Okay, good. I appreciate that.
How dare you laugh at my crying? I would never laugh. I would never laugh at yours. How dare you do that?
I feel terrible. I apologize.
It's okay.
And there's a lot of emotions going around. So I might cry because you got mad at me for laughing.
What were you going to say, though?
Well, I'm not a goodbye guy. I hate goodbyes in general. I always do the I'll see you soon. I never say goodbye. I don't even know that anybody really says goodbye. I'm always a see you soon. So the combination of Pinehurst, how emotional it is, how beautiful it is, and the fact that I was gonna try to just like slip out and get out of there and not really have to worry or say anything to anybody, and then it was just the whole fucking thing was there, and I'm a crier. I'm proud of that moment. I find that to be
I'm proud of it.
A good reflection of my character, believe it or not.
I agree. No, you're a good guy. We had some fight a couple of years ago. It was your fault. I forget, with no reason to get into it, but I think we got over it, as I recall. I think that's the last time I saw you, right?
What were we fighting about? I don't remember. I used to.
Miami, maybe?
Huh?
We were in Miami? Is that the last time I saw you? I think it was, right? The Super Bowl? Didn't we do
Yeah,
radio
but
there?
Miami, I think we were. Miami, it felt like we smoothed things over.
Oh,
There was
okay,
something leading
okay.
up to Miami.
Yeah, I think you, like,
But
we were,
it was weird because at the time I didn't know or understand your world, so I just ignored it. But I would just get the Minifan bullshit that would just tag me and stuff, and I just would ignore it.
Sure.
But I didn't know what it was about.
I understand. So we're taping this Wednesday. We'll let you go here in a second. Your trivia is tonight. It's going to be broadcast tonight, correct?
Yeah, first debut on the dozen. There was a good, our niche category is Tiger Woods.
Ooh, everyone listen.
question
It's done now. So we were listening to this. It's done. Did you win?
We lost in overtime.
Ooh.
Man, it was brutal.
Oof. Who'd you play?
I will say though, it was a slugfest. We lost 13-12.
Ooh, that's a good game. You play well. 12 points, a lot of points.
I know. We were cranking. We had a couple really both teams had a couple huge moments where Trent threw out one random guess. It was like it was what fucking NFC team, only had one win in the year 2001 or something. We had nothing. I'm talking nothing, less than nothing. Trent's like, let's just go Carolina Panthers. And Jeff D'Lo gives you the green, and he goes, Carolina Panthers at the tie game.
Wow.
So we had a couple big moments like that probably padded the stats a little bit, but it was a slugfest. It was 13-12. He said that was probably one of the more higher combined points.
Yeah, that's a big game
in history. So
what was the Tiger?
We got 1 point. NHL rules. We got 1 point for overtime loss.
What was the Tiger question?
The Tiger question was, I know you're going to get it in a heartbeat.
Maybe not.
I got it. And,
You got it? Okay, good.
It was Tiger Woods won, multiple majors in 2005 and 2006. What player finished runner-up multiple times in the years 2005, 2006 to Tiger Woods in majors?
Oh, DeMarco at the Masters of the British,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Why am I fucking niche category so friggin' hard? Jesus, my questions.
What was your one the other day? You're all pissed off about?
What future Ryder Cup captain did Freddie lose to in a foursomes match at the 91 Ryder Cup? Mark James. I mean, that's a hard question. That's a fucking hard question. That's not even a Fred Couples question. Not really. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you get hurt by your ranking and your standing in the game for sure.
Oh, Jesus. Who'd you play?
I bet Jeff D'Lo takes 3 to 5x the amount of time to come up with your questions as he does.
Confirmed. I can confirm that for a fact. Because he said to me, initially he was going to ask me who he played with in that match. Who did he win his only foursomes match with in 91, which I would have known was Ray Floyd right away. And then he said, oh, I'm glad I didn't ask you that. I'm like, but that's a level that you would ask other people. But that's fine. That's fine. No big deal. Who'd you play?
Yeah, he went one level further. It's a little bit of a compliment. That's got to feel nice.
Yeah. Who beat you? Who was the team?
These fucking, I don't want to say.
Well, I could look it up. I mean,
no, it's just not a collection of intellectual savants.
Well, 13 points. I mean,
Dana Beers.
Oh my God.
Dana Beers.
Yep.
Chef Donnie.
Uh-huh.
You know who that is?
I don't.
And RDT, who I will say is going to be a highly regarded free agent. He was stepping in for Will Compton, who apparently had a child on Sunday night.
I did see the picture of the baby. Yeah.
So again, I haven't confirmed. I haven't met the baby, so I don't. But then they sub in this,
Ringer,
this guy was a stalwart out there, and he was right. And so it's a little bit frustrating. But first game, we're trying to appease the commissioner, and we got 1 point out of it. OT loss.
Are you gonna try and get this? Are you gonna be part of this tournament?
I would have rather lost to you. I would have rather lost to you.
Well, 12 points is nothing to see. You should be in the tournament if you have 12 points. That's a legitimate performance.
Sucks to get 12 points. It's like I shot 22 under and lost in the playoffs. It sucks. It's frustrating to make all those putts and come up with nothing.
So you're picking Cam Smith. Picking Cam Smith, and where does Tiger finish?
Picking Cam Smith, but I think Tiger finishes first, but I'm picking Cam Smith.
I beg your pardon? Oh, I'm sorry?
Look, Cam Smith, if we're doing the different levels of picks, I don't think he's on the level of Tiger Woods, but if I'm trying to go non-JT, but someone that I'm confident
Sure, Cam
will
Smith's a
have
great
chance
pick.
to win the golf
Great
tournament.
great
Going with
pick.
Cam Smith.
Yeah, he's playing as well as anybody right now. He can play the course. He always plays well there. It's funny. The first year I went,
What is your biggest reason for thinking Tiger Woods won't have a chance to win the tournament?
I think it's just not playing in a year and a half in the tournament. I think is going to be now. It's Tiger Woods. Like maybe
Rust.
we should.
Rust.
Yeah, and I just don't know. I don't know how good he is right now. I just don't like. It's hard for me to pick him right now because I just don't know how good he is right now. Like everyone's saying he's playing great, but I don't know that. Like you got to see him play.
They all do that. True. Plus, you'd never get an invite again to a practice round if you went out and said, "Yeah, he's kind of spraying it. Doesn't look that great."
Now I think he's a bit of a. I think he's got a little bit of that Paul Pierce in him, where he's kind of I think likes to play up the injury as well, though. So I think he wants people to kind of get all excited about it. So has he been feeling good for like 2 months? Maybe. But I think he's gonna make the cut. He's gonna finish 28th, which is no shame in that. And then there's no chance.
You'd be bummed, by the way. I got all dressed up because I thought we were going to do a Zoom. I got my Masters 2019 hat on.
Oh, nice. That's classy.
I know. I didn't even get a fucking. Maybe I'll just take a picture for promos or something.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Another thing? How about him coming out in fucking FootJoys?
I know.
You see him in FootJoys?
I know.
What is going on at Nike? You drop the ball there. Does that person still have a job?
Does he have? He's getting paid by this company, is he not?
Fuck, are you kidding me? They're like the only company on planet Earth. When he in 2010, they were like, "Yep, we're sticking with Tiger Woods."
Oh, I mean, they don't have a shoe. They don't have a shoe that he can wear right now. It seems kind of crazy.
There's like the biggest shoe manufacturer in the history of humanity, and they couldn't come up with a shoe.
And we're all annoyed.
I didn't get to say this on the podcast.
Yeah, good.
I didn't get to say this in the podcast, but I heard an inside scoop, which was just a random text message from somebody that I kind of half trust. But inside scoop was that him and JT were playing a practice round together last week in Florida. I think at Medalist, and JT noticed Tiger was slipping on his wedge shots.
Ooh.
So he kicked off his shoes and he said, "Try these." Tiger put them on, no more slippage. And he said after a few holes, he goes, "My back isn't hurting either. It feels way better in these things." So he sent his little right-hand man, Robin, back to PGA Superstore, and he bought 2 pairs of black FootJoys, 2 pairs of white FootJoys, and he's just wearing them this week.
I mean, think of the free publicity. FootJoy is getting hundreds of millions of dollars of free publicity right now. It's crazy.
And nobody knew it at FootJoy. People,
right?
I mean, I know from the folks inside up there at Acushnet, which is in your neck of the woods, that they saw that on Sunday and were like, "Oh my fucking God, Tiger Woods is wearing."
Yeah, what do you do if you're them? You can't really publicize it, right? Like it's got to be a weird, or do you? I don't know. Maybe you do.
I don't think you do anything.
Just free publicity, right? Who cares? Yeah.
Right. I think their statement was like, "Yeah, we got many athletes from around the world enjoy FootJoy." They said they took that whole road, which I think is the right move. You just don't say anything.
Yeah, play it classy, I guess. Yeah. Well, so you think okay?
Classy. Are you going to the Masters?
I'm a game time decision right now, like Tiger. I can't.
Colin ain't going with you?
Colin is not going.
No way.
No.
No.
Are you? Have you been listening to At a Theater Near Me? I know you're a big fan of film.
I get enough reviews every goddamn show that I don't have to listen to it. I did enjoy.
Well, fine.
I did enjoy the guy that called in yesterday to the show before and just laid into how much he hates The Theater Near Me, and then at the end revealed that he's never listened to it outside of your show.
I would quit. I would quit the show tomorrow and do your show. I love golf that much, and I like you guys, but you get your own good thing going. So I got to keep doing this for now, for the time being. So. Well,
I will say I appreciate that. We were going to have you on, but I didn't want to double dip, so I'm thinking maybe after we do a little recap.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you want. You know me. I'm a team player. God knows.
What else is going on in you guys' world up there?
Not too much. Working on season 2. We're kind of late. We're trying to do that. We're going. Well, we'll be in Mississippi on Saturday, as you know, doing the live show in Magnolia, Mississippi.
Mongolia. Are you guys going to that breakfast spot? What was the breakfast spot called?
Oh, what's it called? The rail.
Yeah. What is it?
The morning rail.
The morning rail.
The morning rail.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, I got to make sure I watch all the golf on Saturday, all the golf on Sunday. My focus is on that, really.
I can't believe you're doing this on Masters. How'd you fuck that up?
I know. It's bold. Well, but, you can watch it all and still, the show's not till 8. So, I mean, I'll be fine. I'm not that worried about it. I just want a good Masters.
Then you got like hours of the breakdown. You got Randall and they got Paul McGinley's in there now. And don't you want to just watch them talk about it for like 2 or 3 hours?
I'm not a big Paul McGinley guy. I'm not a big Paul McGinley guy. And I'm not a big, Brando's starting to wear me out a little bit. I need somebody new in my life on the Golf Channel. Somebody new. I don't know. And you know who else? Well, it's you've probably had her on your show, so I forget. I don't want to criticize her, but the next good question Amanda Balionis the next good question Amanda Balionis asks is the next good question Amanda Balionis asks will be her first good question that she asks. I would say, although, I mean, she makes.
I love Amanda. I think Amanda's great.
She makes I
think she's great.
I will say Catherine Tappan makes Amanda Balionis look like friggin' Howard Cosell. I will say that. But yeah, that's all. That's all. I mean, I just talk about what you're going. Whatever. I don't know. You know me.
Well, you expect him to like grill him about.
Yeah. Yes. I do, Riggs. No, like a decision on the course, maybe a bad shot you hit. Other than what does this mean for you? Oh, you have 500 FedEx points. Who the fuck cares? I don't care.
I do hate the fluff stuff, but I don't know if that comes from her. I think that's like the direction
probably
comes
not.
from
I'm sure not.
They have to fucking suck off the tour and their partners and all that, which, I understand that game.
And I don't want Faldo in my life either this weekend. He annoys me now too. Like
Faldo stinks. I think Azinger's starting to run. The two of them are kind of. They got to get somebody else in there. What do you think of Colt Notes? Do you like him in there?
You know what I find interesting about him? So you've had him on, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I heard that. What I find interesting about Colt Notes is I actually feel like I'd be curious if he said this to you. I feel like the older guys, like he tries to interact with them during the broadcast and they ignore him. I almost wonder if there's some jealousy going on. I think about this stuff way too much.
He hasn't said that to me, but I think that's going on for sure.
Oh, you do? Okay. Go good. Okay. Because I'll hear him. He'll be like,
I don't know how you could. It seeps through the broadcast.
Okay, good. Because he's like, I don't know, Nick. What do you think? And he says something that's, fairly insightful or kind of, even by golf measure, kind of funny. And they completely, not even notice, they just fucking ignore it. Like, they just roll over it. And you get the drip Noah Begay who they interact with these people. Like, what the fuck?
Nobody's milked the Tiger Woods friendship to a career better than Noda.
Oh, the only one that's worse than that is that nauseating Charlie Woods. Jesus, God, go to school. Play basketball or something. Jesus, don't play golf, Charlie. Don't do it. No?
You like children. You're good with kids. I had Kirk Minihane was on there talking WrestleMania. I haven't watched wrestling in 20 years, so I got all my insight from him. I thought he sounded pretty dialed in. Did he like it? Did he like the result?
He thought it was good. I'll tell you what, they had two good nights. I was texting with a former employee of the company. I won't say who it was.
Okay.
I won't do that.
I'm racking my brain.
Yeah. I will not. I won't do it. I won't do it. You could strap me to a rocket. I would not.
We can't do that.
I would not
publicly.
confess.
Definitely can't. I would not. I don't know who this person is, but I would recommend not interacting with them.
Definitely not.
Publicly.
Definitely. Well, I would recommend not interacting with them privately also, by the way, but I unfortunately did. He was a very big fan of the two nights. So he's like, I'm an adult, so I don't know if it's good or not. He says it was good, and Harry had a good time. But I think this person we're talking about is essentially Harry's age, 9 years old. Of course, he's making a fucking $1 million a year, but that's a whole different other conversation. I'm not ready to think about intellectually yet. It's just
nobody could process that or handle it. We're all just waiting for the day when he comes back.
It's true. You must have some. You've got a big audience now. You're the number one golf podcast on the planet. Foreplay. I cannot recommend it enough. Subscribe right now. I do. Listen all the time. You must have. There must be people in the gambling golf world right now reaching out to you guys to. I know you wouldn't leave, but there must be some offers. No.
We don't do a ton of gambling stuff, to be honest with you. So,
but neither did the aforementioned person that we can't mention.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, but in theory, this person, right? If it sounds like they're in a similar boat, and it sounds like hypothetically they may have gotten a really high offer that they may have taken, then yeah, I would say that would probably bode well. I mean, we're in the middle of a 3-year deal, I believe, right now.
Oh, good.
Barstool, and
when you say we, when you say we, like you don't sign a deal with like Trent and Frankie and like you don't sign a deal as a package, right?
So Trent, Frankie, and myself essentially got together a couple of years ago and decided to go in as a squad.
Oh, so, interesting! Yeah, I didn't know that.
Love that.
Bad move on your part.
Yeah, like a band. We decided to. This was also the time when the Caller Daddy stuff and everything was going on. He obviously didn't want to be that. So,
sure.
Not that we don't want to be Caller Daddy, but we didn't want to have some
drama,
public, and it's like we're all three homegrown Barstool guys. I mean, Trent's been there since like 2000, 13 or 14, Frankie and I both were absolute nobodies, and then got hired by Barstool Sports and became somebody. So the only reason I bring up that context, I think that people would be very. It's a different and Jared. Oh, if that's who we're talking about.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Would be
a
similar case. So yeah, I mean, I think there's probably some parallels, but my point being that I think people were such homegrown Barstool guys that it makes it even more difficult, or would be a further stretch to like approach us. Yeah, it's not like nobody's ever approached us. I'll say that.
Was part of you pissed this week when you saw those Dude Perfect guys get that opportunity versus you guys who have been in the trenches?
Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 60 million YouTube subscribers, but you still got to be pissed.
No. Don't.
We had the conversation on the show that we put out today, Foreplay Golf. Go check it out. But the issue is they're in such a different fucking realm. They have 57 million subscribers.
Yeah, it's a different universe.
That is,
and it's a totally different audience too. I mean, it's just a different audience.
Yeah, and what's fucking stupid about it is that I wouldn't want to watch anyone hit a baseball bat to a soccer ball or whatever the hell they were doing on any golf course ever in the world. Then I especially wouldn't want to watch them do it at Amen Corner. Like, you're not there you're there to hit golf shots. Every person that knows what Augusta is and knows what the Masters is has dreamt about playing Amen Corner with a fucking golf club, maybe probably a glove if you don't have great grip, and a golf ball. And so to watch someone normal do that, I would have been fascinated. And to watch them go around and degrade the property with some dumbass thing that's not even a real sport, that I don't comprehend. Now, it comes off like a hater. Like, clearly that's the shit that they do that's built a gigantic audience. And, they kind of put us to shame with how big their stuff is. So, but it's not, I didn't watch it. To be honest, I just haven't even watched it. I'm just not interested in it.
A couple of years ago, Fowler tweeted out during the middle of the Masters, I think it was 19, maybe 18. Ricky Fowler said, I forget what it was, maybe an 8 handicap had a birdie putt from the middle of every green at Augusta during the Masters, like Masters conditions, that player would not break 90. Now, that's a challenge I would want to watch.
Couldn't agree more. And
that I'm in for.
Kirk, there's been so many hypotheticals that people have debated about going out to Augusta and the greens and all of that stuff. If you had, one of ours is like, if you had an 8-shot lead with 4 holes to go, and everyone else in the clubhouse, could you win the Masters? And it's like, well, put somebody on that tee and let's fucking see what happens. Instead, they're out there with shoving lacrosse sticks up their ass. Like, what was happening? It was just so weird.
That's a good question. I like that. So every Tuesday and Thursday, Foreplay, which I listen to. I would not recommend it enough. I think the people who listen to that show. My friend Riggs is on there, Frankie, Lurch, and Trent. You'll be at Augusta later today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We're going tonight. We got appetizers at Kevin Kisner's house, which is
well, he's not. Is he there? I guess Aiken's not far, right?
Yeah, we're about 5-10 minutes from his house, so we're going to go over there. We've done a lot of stuff with their the Kisner Foundation, which his wife Brittany kind of runs. So we're pretty tight with their whole family. So we'll be over there. We'll be kind of hanging with them, and it's just fun being with one of the guys on Masters Week and kind of hearing what's going on. I'm sure I'll have some stories from the locker room and from being around the ground. So we'll kind of mess around with that tonight, and then tomorrow, me and Frank, you're going in par 3 contest. We're doing the whole thing. We'll be out there all day long. I think kids are going to be out there throwing out some of our ain't no hobby gear, trying to raise a little money for the foundation and make a little money in our pockets as well. So we'll be out there doing that. So it'll be a good week. I'm excited. And
you get to spend one thing before I forget, and you get to spend all day Saturday and Sunday with Kisner if you'd like, right? I mean, that's kind of nice.
Probably. I mean, he's over 2 the last
that's like kind of exciting. So 70.
You're gonna get some rain. Maybe we'll fly him up to Chicago. We're gonna be doing the big gambling thing. For
right.
Friends.
Oh yeah, right in front of watching the thing in front of the TV. Doing the whole.
Your best friend there, White Sox Dave.
I hate. Yeah. But we're gonna ask me. I'm sorry. You asked something.
Do you think knowing me a little bit, and I think we're friends now?
We're friends for sure. Yeah.
For like a true, honest recommendation, should I listen to a theater near me, yes or no?
As a friend, well, I don't know. I don't. We have not discussed. I do remember one time when I tweeted out that I was leaving for mental health reasons. I think you said something about you're trying to frame it in a nice way, but essentially it was you mistakenly told me to kill myself. I think, is that right? I forget what it was.
I could have. I don't remember
Yeah.
every text. I'm kind of like Clemmer. I drink. I have a couple drinks occasionally.
Yeah, you are a bit of a boozer. So I don't know your mental health state. You seem like a pretty happy guy. I wouldn't want to ruin you have a good life going right now. You kind of have a life a lot of guys, like my brother talks about this. He envies your life. Like you can go play golf wherever you want. You can go.
Right.
I wouldn't
Should,
want.
yeah.
I wouldn't want you to injure that life that you're having right now by listening to this. I mean, it's awful. Like, why would you want to do that to yourself?
I think I'm going to do it. I think I kind of you just convinced me.
Okay.
Right
I mean, I don't.
I think I just want something miserable and kind of shitty in my life.
What about my podcast? It's pretty miserable. It's a daily look into a man's mental health. I mean, I don't know.
It is, and then the fact that this man then surrounds himself with people that he seemingly despises.
No question.
Really, it just adds such a better element to it.
Oh, then do it. Yeah, do it. By the way, it's not a good golf podcast. I tried it. I don't know what you think. You might be friends with the guy. I have no idea. But the Stevie Williams one, have you tried that at all or no?
No, I had a few different people recommend.
Is it bad quality, right?
He has one where he does it himself, or is there one where he's being interviewed?
He's being interviewed by, I forget the guy's name.
Yeah.
You know him. And they're going through each one of the majors, and it's just, it's a lot. It's put it this way. It feels to me like Stevie Williams had more to do with Tiger winning these majors. And I listen to a little bit of this stuff, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is, which is his MO, as we know, but yeah.
Little plugging himself right there. How about the interview after Adam Scott won?
Oh, it was great. The best win of my career.
Oh man,
that was great. It was great. It's funny when Adam Scott made that putt. When Adam Scott made that putt to win the Masters, if you watch, like Stevie Williams gave him no time to for a moment for himself. He literally was all over him within 4 seconds. He tackled him on the green. So I don't know, but
he knows how to promote. I mean, we live in that world now, Kirk. You gotta
true.
Promote yourself. Not that you care at all about your show or the ratings.
I do not. Are you going to have? Let me ask you a question. As friends, final question. You get I don't know who your guy. How you get you do a great job with all these guests. You said the #1 player in the world on. You just did something with Sergio. I saw the other day, right? Am I wrong? You did, right?
Yeah, we did. Part of our TaylorMade deal.
How fake did his how dyed did his beard look up close? Because it is really quite a dye job.
It was it was holiday time when we recorded it. I think that his dye was pretty strong.
How was he? Nice asshole or nice?
It was a quick interaction because here's how it works. I mean, we go down for TaylorMade Media Day.
Yeah, you just bomb through them, right?
And it's a car wash. We get at 11 a.m. Rory's going to show up, and then at 12:15, Sergio Garcia is going to show up. And we some of them are a little more conversational, and some of them are sort of like, hey, I'm here to do kind of a media obligation. What are we doing?
Sure.
He was a little bit more of that, but I will say we decided to do speed golf because he's a soccer guy and he always trains with these teams.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, so we decided to do that, but we gave him two options because from a filming standpoint, we were going to have everyone was going to tee off. We couldn't all tee off at the same time. That'd be kind of chaotic and whatever, too chaotic. And so we each tee off, and then we started at the front of the tee box, and somebody says go, and we all just sprint, and whoever gets the ball in the hole first wins. And we thought this would be a little bit risky because if Sergio's 50 yards in front of me and I'm hitting a 3-wood into a par 5,
could be tough.
And I blade it, I'm going to kill Sergio Garcia, and that's
right.
Probably a problem for the whole franchise. So we offered him that option, or the other one was to do time trials where each person hits, plays, film, record, time it, and then time trials. And so, which I imagine you're familiar with. And so then we gave him the two options. We were like, one's pretty chaotic. And he's like, I like the chaotic one. We were like, awesome. So that, not that that's the most personality anybody's ever showed in the history of the world, but he chose the fun one. He didn't care. He was all in on it. It took 10, 15 minutes to film it. And then he pretty much said, see you later. So it wasn't like we had some in-depth conversation. I can tell you what I think about the guy.
As we speak, by the way, 11 o'clock press conference. Tiger Woods is on the range right now, Riggs, as we speak right now. So he's hitting balls.
God damn it. Distracted me. How's he look?
He looks good. He's got a nice green shirt on. There's Joey in the background. So, the only thing I was going to ask you was if you got a call and they said, hey, you guys want to interview Fred Couples on Foreplay, you would say yes, right? You would have to do it?
Oh, I would say no.
You would say no?
Yeah, I would say I have a friendly obligation to tell you he needs to do the Kirk Minihane show before he'll do the.
Wow, you hear that, Dave?
I don't mind a little collaboration in that spot just because he showed respect. So maybe we can do a little simulcast kind of radio style on both podcasts, maybe?
No, I'm not interested in that.
Okay, never mind. Fuck it.
I also would just genuinely be interested in listening to Kirk interview Fred Couples. I think.
Listen to that.
Would you go? Would there be any hardball stuff, or you just be?
There's nothing hard. Nothing. There's no tough questions. No tough questions to ask. I wouldn't ask them. I can't think of anything to ask that would be tough, so I wouldn't ask it. No.
Okay.
I would give them for Freddie. I would give them prepared questions if they need them. What do you think of that? I'm fine with it.
love it.
I'm fine with that. All right, go watch it. Go watch the interview with 11. Try not to masturbate in front of Frankie during the fucking press conference or at the range. Okay. I mean, can you?
I'm not going to do it in front of Frankie. That'd be weird. But I might try to masturbate during the press conference.
That seems fair. I mean, you're the guest host. You might as well do it. All right, Riggs.
what else is that thing?
Enjoy your trip. We'll if you want, reach out whenever after if you want me to come on. I'm happy to do it.
Let's do a little recap. You can join the crew. Are you traveling? When are you guys doing the show? Is it Saturday?
Saturday. I'll be on the road.
So Sunday night, you're going to be home already?
I should be, yeah. It should be, yeah. Yeah, let me know.
We'll probably do that then, because I think right after the Green Jacket ceremony, we're going to try to record the podcast and get it out ASAP. So,
all right, sounds good.
All right, enjoy Masters Week.
You as well.
Are you going Thursday? Okay.
Game time decision. I made my announcement yet.
Okay.
I made an announcement yet.
All right, well, have fun. Hey, safe trip down, everybody. The whole squad's going. How's Geary getting down there?
He's driving with Justin.
Oh God! All right,
it's not good. Not good for anybody. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Riggs. See you, buddy. There you go, Dave. Our great friend Riggs.